It's your favorite YouTuber. It's your girl Delasso, and I'm back with another video. And I hate saying that because I sound like the typical ass YouTubers, but I've watched so many YouTubers that I almost can't say anything else. Okay. What's up, y'all? I'm gonna talk about what it is that we need to make this move. Like, there are some things that I feel like as a U.S. citizen, as a person that was born and raised in America, and that has also assisted people moving here, and that speaks to people all the time that are moving here. All I can speak on is this continent, okay? Because I haven't lived in Mexico and Europe and all the other places that we're skipping Africa over to go to. Today is some things that I believe Americans should do, or I don't know, like prepare for mentally before you move to Africa specifically. Now, of course, I haven't lived in other countries in Africa except for Senegal, so any videos that I post on Africa is dead ass going to be more specific for Senegal because, you know, all countries are different. But for the most part, for the roundabout, I do have friends from the diaspora that live here on the continent, and these are some things that we have all agreed upon that that Americans should look out for, or do, get ready for, prepare for, start. Okay, sorry. It's so hard for me not to make a song out of everything. Okay. Okay, so the first thing that I think Americans should do or prepare to do before they get here mentally is prepare to let go. Okay? Prepare to let go, baby, because you're about to be doing a lot of letting go. First of all, this is really hard because I feel like coming from America, we are in such a capitalist system that teaches you to like be in fight or fight mode. We're always in survival mode. We're always on go, go, go. We're kind of like tense all the time. We don't really get a chance to let go. And that's just one of the biggest things that I've learned living here. And I really have lived the life in America of constantly letting go. You know, I've kind of been like on my free living, you know me, you know. And even I still had a lot of letting go. I mean, we traveled. At one point, I was kind of backpacking. Now, I just made that up. I really wasn't even backpacking at all. Like, that was in my mind. We had lots of shit, okay? My minimalist life has not come into fruition yet, okay? But I definitely have been around, you know, where most people in America would be like, or a lot of people would be like, okay, you got to be established, you got to have your home. I have owned my home and did all that. But I just lived that life where a lot of things required me to let go, and I still ended up having to come here and learn the harsh lessons of letting things go, of shedding what we believed, and things like that. So when I say letting go, I feel like Americans, when we move here, we have to let go of our expectations of Africa. A lot of us come here and we think that when we get off that plane, there's gonna be like a group of Africans to greet us, like how they be, like how you see sometimes on Instagram when they get to Ghana, and they're gonna like put these crowy shell or these tiger tooth necklaces and bracelets on us, and they're gonna like give us a glass of, I don't know, some African B-sap with some alcohol in it, and they're gonna like lift us up on this chair, and we're gonna be like, oh, drums are gonna be playing, welcome home, welcome home. That's what I feel like Americans have in their head about what's going to happen when they land here. And instead, you end up getting that the ATM at the airport ain't working, and it's taking a really long time, and it's hot as hell. Motherfuckers is rude and irritated, like all that, okay? I'm not saying that that's really a thing, because they actually are super nice and happy at the hotel. I mean, at the airports here in Senegal, in my opinion. But I'm just saying, like, it'd be totally expected. And so yeah, I think that we are expecting Africa to be like this kingdom, queendom place, and for everything to be easy and everything to flow. The hustle and bustle life, you have to let go of that, okay? If you're moving to, I guess I should say, I don't know how it really works in other parts of Africa, all right? I'm not trying to act like I know everything about Africa, okay? But I would say in West Africa, specifically in Senegal even, it is hella laid back, really like kind of slow, and the whole like, oh, I gotta hurry up, I gotta get, like, we don't do that here. We don't do that, okay? We be chilling. And so I feel like as Americans, we have to learn to tone that down, and eventually turn that off, because there isn't a bunch of hustle and bustle here. Like, I've never seen an African rush. I've never seen an African rush.
That's suspicious.
Like they just don't have a reason to rush here. There's just no rushing. It's just coasting, So I feel like we're so used to the hustle and bustle. We're so used to like time. Oh my God, we're supposed to meet at 5:45. It's 5:30. We gotta hurry. We gotta go. No, you're not even late. You're early. You got a 20-minute drive. You're still early. Like that's really how it is here. So I feel like you definitely have to let go of the hustle and bustle life that you're used to, especially if you come from like New York, LA, Chicago, a place where there's like, fast-paced city life. But even if not, even in Oklahoma, it's still that life. Like that is the American capitalist system. It just has you always on the go. And Africa is total opposite of that. Africa is so chill. Senegal specifically is so chill that sometimes as an American, you start to feel bad that you're not doing anything. Like you like, damn, like I've been chilling like too hard. Like I gotta find something to do. No, you don't. You don't have to find nothing to do. You can just chill. Like the way I take naps, oh my God, I never thought like, oh my God, like I didn't think that, like I thought it was gonna take for me to be wealthy, for me to live a life of being able to take naps throughout the day. Like I can take multiple naps throughout the day and still be productive. That's crazy. That's crazy, right? Like that's crazy. I'm so grateful. So that's what I mean. Like you are not going to be living that life of always having to do stuff. A lot of times it's just downtime. It's just chilling. They really do not be, even though they might wake up at 5 and 6 a.m. and do whatever they got to do for work, by the end of the day, they're all chilling, all right? Like, they're all chilling. People are not working overnight and doing all of that, all right? So I just feel like that's one thing that you really have to let go is rushing and trying to be on time and the whole stickler of that. I even noticed, like, I had a friend come here not too long ago, and she was really worried about like texting the Africans back, like they were just helping her out with certain things, and she ended up realizing like that's not even a thing, huh? Like I don't even have to really like, oh my God, I have to hook the text back. Oh my God, well I don't want to make them think that I had them waiting and all that. Like all of that comes from the American mindset. Like they don't care about all that here. Like everybody's chilling. What do you think? What else you have to let go? You gotta let go of the hustle and bustle. You gotta let go of the expectations. I think letting go of everything. Letting go of what you're used to, from the food to the people. We are used to not talking to people in America. We're used to just going by and not saying hello. Here, you have to say hello. And you might have to do it multiple times to the same person in the same day. It's very normal. So I'll get more into that on another video, but that's what I mean by just like our social and cultural norms that we have, just let them all go. Living in Africa is a totally different world. I swear to God, it feels like I'm on a different planet. Like if they wanted to just name this planet Africa, I would go with that, because it's such a difference to, and even looking at it on social media, looking from the outside in, it really feels like I'm in a different place. Even during the pandemic, everybody, you go to the States, everyone's talking about it, everyone's like keeping you updated on numbers and things like that. Here, we ain't even talking about it. Like, it wasn't even a thing. Like, there was no 6 feet. Like, there's no space here. They don't have personal space, you know? That's another thing to let go of. Let go of your personal space. Okay? Let go of your personal space. I remember when we first moved here, and I remember being in the grocery store, and even though I wasn't all panicky about the whole pandemic thing, I still was like, you know, I'm American. Like, I still like my space. And especially the women, but just everybody, like, it's just not a space thing. You know, like when you're in the grocery store in America and you walk past, like if you're looking at something and someone walks past you, you know, and they're blocking the view from what you were looking at, you know, you say, excuse me, you know, or if someone is like below and they're looking at something and you have to reach over them, right? If your body has to literally reach over them, you either don't reach over them at all in America, or you say, excuse me. Here, no one cares about excuse me. No one says excuse me here. Like, excuse me is not a thing. So I literally thought they were so rude. Like, my first few trips to the grocery store, I was like, this is rude. Like, hello? Like, do you see me? Yes, they see you. They just don't care. Like, they're in their world. They're getting their groceries, you know? Like, they're not sitting up thinking about if they're making the wrong move and, oh, you got to be careful. I don't want to offend anybody. All these things that I feel like as Americans we have in our minds, they don't have. They don't have to think that much. So, yeah, let go of your personal space expectations because it does not exist in Africa, okay? Wanting things to be done on a timely manner. This kind of goes into how I was saying, like, the hustle and bustle. Wanting things to be done in a timely manner. If you come here and you expect for things to be done when they said it will be done, you are setting yourself up for mental distress. Okay? You're setting yourself up to be stressed out. Don't do that to yourself. Let someone tell you that they're going to do something and be okay with them not doing it, at least at that time, okay? It can be done earlier than what you thought. It can be done the next day, a few weeks later, a few months later. It can never be done at all, okay? You just have to let go. You just have to let go. You guys have probably seen me talk about this. Africa has taught me total acceptance and letting go, like the true definition of that, because they do not live off of, well, you said 5 o'clock and it's 6 o'clock and you're still not here. That's not a thing. So do not have expectations for time, especially things like when you're looking for an apartment or something. Please do not be setting up thinking that because y'all are supposed to meet at this time, y'all really going to see that apartment at that time. First of all, and normally you have to wait on a guy that's waiting on a guy that's waiting on a guy when you're looking for apartments. So it's almost never the time that you said. It's to the point where if I want something to really be done at a specific time here, I will tell them an hour or two in advance to give them that grace period of not being on time. It's a thing. You know how, like, in America we got like CP time, colored people time? Okay, so I call it AT time, African time. And I honestly feel like just like a lot of things, a lot of similarities that I have found that we Black Americans have to Africans, I feel like we got CP time because we came from here. Like, CP time ain't nothing but African time with a little bit of colonized American time put together. That's all it is. That's all it is, okay? Like, I almost blended in very well here because, like, I almost adjusted very well because I be on CP time in America. I've lived my life on CP time. So, you know, in America, it's frowned upon. You know, like, you're not adulting right and you're not ready for the corporate world and all this stuff. If you are not on time, it's almost shamed. Here, they're looking at you like, why did you do all that? Like, why did you show up on time? Like, that's dumb. Now you're waiting in the sun, and I had to eat. I had to eat and and feed my goats. Okay, my animals had to eat, and I had to eat. Okay. No one cares about your time. Okay, so that's it with things that you have to let go. Another thing, establishing income. Establishing income in Africa. So I would say that the biggest challenge for Americans, and maybe I'll do a more expanded video on this, I'm sure I will. The biggest challenge for Americans, because we come from a system that teaches you from kindergarten job training. You know, we go through 12 years of job training. So, and that's strictly that. Like, obviously they have school here in Africa too, but people sometimes automatically are entrepreneurs. Sometimes people are, you know, taking the businesses of their families. Sometimes people are just naturally entrepreneurs here. You know, you can just set up a shop anywhere. You know, you can just start it off anywhere. So in America, it's not like that. You know, for us to get a business in America, it's so much harder. It takes a lot more capital, especially if we're talking about a brick and mortar. You got to pay the same price as your rent or more, your electricity bill. You know, so it's very different. They are much more better at just going into entrepreneurship than we are. For us, it's still a new concept. Even though we're booming with it, you guys know over the last, 5 years, almost, I would say 10 years actually, the last 10 years, honestly, we have been booming with entrepreneurship. That's the year that I found out that I could be my own boss and that I wasn't made to work. It was about 10 years ago, and I do remember lots of us awakening to that truth. So while it's a thing, it's still very hard for us. And so you kind of have that battle of like, I know that I want to leave America. I want to go home to Africa, but I have no clue how I'm going to make my income. And I think that is probably the biggest factor that we have. So establishing income. First of all, I want to tell you that if you have the goal to make this move, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy for you. It makes my heart smile. It's giving me chills right now. I feel so excited about you making this move. And I really, really believe that you can do it. Of course, my belief doesn't matter. What matters is that you believe that. And this is such a hard thing for me because I came here as an entrepreneur. I have been making money on my own for almost 10 years. But I also came here, like my story was kind of crazy. So even though I was making good money by myself right before I came, I also had a couple that tried to set me up, and I ended up in New York stranded, and I wasn't even focused on my business. By the time I came here, you might as well say that I didn't have a business because I really wasn't able to focus on it. So my income went down tremendously, and I had to kind of reestablish myself. And so I did that with my own passions and my own talents, utilizing the internet and, even locally too, not just making my money from abroad, but also locally, utilizing the people from the diaspora in my services and stuff here. So that's my own unique way of doing it. But there's a lot, like, oh, man, this part right here is crazy for me because I feel like it's the one thing that stands in the way of Americans really breaking free and coming to Africa. The one thing is our income. And this is our ancestors' wildest dreams, guys. Like, there's no way that it was set up and divinely ordered for us to make this move, for us to reestablish ourselves in Africa, the land that we were taken from, and for us to just be lost out here when it comes to how we're going to provide for ourselves. I just don't believe that. I actually believe that, and I mean, you can have whatever belief you have, but I really believe that our ancestors and our guides are assisting us with making these moves, and it's just us that's not believing that we can do it. There's so many options, and I just want to encourage you to push through the obstacle of like, oh, well, I can't do it because I don't have the income. still put your mind on the things that you need to make the move. Start finding the prices in the country the country here that you want to move to. Still get the ball rolling. You'll be so surprised how many opportunities open up for you. Like, oh my God, you'll be so surprised how many opportunities open up for you. So please don't go off of what it looks like right now, because the difference is that a lot of us are not able to take our jobs with us over here. Some of you are, and some of you can easily work abroad, like online. There's people that I know here that are from America that have jobs where they work remotely, jobs that they just hurry up and got because they wanted to move here, and they're here. So it can happen. But if you know that your thing is not to come here and work a job, I really want to encourage you to just still keep going with that wheel. Like, don't go with the illusion of, well, I don't have nothing. I don't have any talents. I don't have any gifts. Don't go with that. And don't come here like, oh, well, I'll make money from helping my people get over here. Please don't do that, because there's too many of us doing that. That's something for a whole nother video. And it's just a desperate type of thing. Don't come here with desperation. Come here with the knowing that you're going to be able to establish yourself. Trust yourself. Trust the process. Why are you moving here if you don't trust that you're meant to be here? Why do you feel as if you're supposed to leave America and come here, but then you don't really trust that you're supposed to leave America and come here? Don't contradict yourself, So please keep going with establishing whatever gifts and passions and talents that you have, and just keep your doors open. Keep your options open. Something is going to fall into place. Trust me, it does. It just does. Like, you're not going to be left out, stranded, and then it just be like, wow, I came all the way here and I can't do nothing. The only way that happens is if your vibration is desperation and lack. If you're thinking from a place of lack, I don't have, it's impossible. How could I ever come up with it? Like, if you're thinking from those point of views, which a lot of people do come here with that mindset, then yes, you will have to go back. But if you don't, trust me, you are going to make it here. You just have to keep yourself open to receive. I will say that trying to come here and work a job, most likely it's not going to work. Unless you are coming here to be a teacher or a doctor, just like almost any foreign country to us, you can travel abroad and be a teacher and be pretty well off. But if you're not coming to do that, if you're coming to work at a call center, a local call center or something like that, you might not have good luck with that because they don't pay well. Just like our jobs, the minimum wage is $10 in some places, $15 if you're lucky. So here it's way lower than that. So trying to come here and establish a job, unless you're transferring your job, unless it's a job at a school, at a local school, it's not going to make sense. Do not come here and think that you're going to find a local job where you don't speak the language and where they're paying you pennies, really. Okay?
I see you in the moonlight dancing, yeah. Only need one chance, girl, right here. One night stand, please don't have fear.